There are places in the world that people visit and never forget. Not because they're beautiful, not because they're famous, but because something about them feels wrong in a way that's hard to explain. These aren't just dangerous locations or extreme environments. These are places where people consistently report psychological changes, subtle shifts in perception, and lingering effects that don't fully go away even after they leave. What makes this more unsettling is that these places are completely different from each other. Different climates, different countries, different histories. And yet the outcome is strangely similar. People go in expecting one experience and come back feeling like something about them has changed. Not dramatically, not in a way that's immediately obvious, but enough that the people around them notice. Enough that they notice eventually. These are 10 places that have developed a reputation for doing exactly that. Number 10. Aokigahara Forest. At the base of a massive mountain lies a forest that, at first glance, looks like any other dense woodland. But this place is different in ways that aren't immediately visible. The ground beneath the forest is hardened lava from past eruptions, which creates an uneven, hollow terrain. This absorbs sound in a way that makes the environment feel unnaturally quiet. Wind doesn't travel the same way through the trees, wildlife is less noticeable, and even your own footsteps seem muted. Visitors often say the silence feels heavy rather than peaceful. Instead of calming the mind, it amplifies internal thoughts. Small worries feel louder. Passing thoughts feel more intrusive. Many hikers report that even when they stick to marked paths, they begin to feel disoriented. Not lost in the physical sense, but mentally uncertain. Landmarks start to look similar. Directions feel less reliable. Some even say their sense of time begins to blur, with short walks feeling significantly longer than expected. What makes this place stand out is how consistent these reports are. It's not just a reputation, it's a pattern. People enter expecting a quiet forest and leave describing a place that seemed to quietly affect how they think. Number 9. Skinwalker Ranch. In a remote part of the desert, there's a ranch that has been the center of decades of strange reports. While many dismiss the stories as exaggeration, what's harder to ignore is the psychological effect described by people who spend extended time near the area. Workers and visitors often report experiencing heightened alertness, even when nothing is visibly happening. It's not fear in the traditional sense. It's more like a constant sense that something is just out of view. Some describe seeing movement in the distance that disappears when approached. Others report hearing sounds that don't match any known source. Low-frequency hums, distant echoes, or metallic noises that don't seem to belong. But the most consistent reports happen after they leave. People describe lingering anxiety, disrupted sleep, and an ongoing sense of unease that wasn't there before. Even skeptics admit that the environment creates a mental state that's difficult to shake. Number 8. Bermuda Triangle. There's a region of ocean where ships and planes have vanished for decades. While there are scientific explanations, the experiences of people who pass through it are still unsettling. Pilots have reported sudden instrument malfunctions, compasses spinning in ways that don't make sense, and communication systems cutting out without warning. But what stands out most is the mental effect. Some report feeling disoriented mid-flight, others describe losing track of time or struggling to stay focused on routine tasks. Even experienced professionals have described moments of confusion that feel out of place for their level of training. After leaving the area, everything returns to normal, but the memory of that feeling doesn't. Number 7. Pripyat. An entire city sits abandoned, frozen in time after a sudden disaster forced everyone to leave. Walking through it feels less like exploring and more like interrupting something that was never meant to be revisited. Rooms are left exactly as they were. Personal belongings remain untouched. Everyday life is still visible, just without the people. Visitors often describe a strong sense of intrusion, not fear, but discomfort, a feeling that they shouldn't be there. The stillness creates a strange mental conflict. Your brain expects movement, sound, activity, but there's nothing. That absence creates a lasting impression that many people struggle to fully process. Number 6. Area 51. In the middle of the desert, there's a highly restricted area surrounded by warning signs and empty roads. Even from a distance, visitors describe a growing sense of tension as they get closer. The environment itself feels normal. But the awareness of being near something off limits creates a psychological response that's hard to ignore. People report feeling watched even when no one is visible. Their senses feel heightened. Every sound, every movement feels more noticeable. After leaving, that feeling fades slowly, but not immediately. It's not fear. It's the lingering memory of being somewhere you weren't supposed to be. Number 5. Hoia Baciu Forest. There's a forest that has built a reputation for strange and unexplained experiences. Visitors often report electronic malfunctions, cameras shutting off, batteries draining faster than expected. But more unsettling are the reports of missing time. People enter for a short walk and come out hours later without remembering what happened during that time. Some describe physical sensations like sudden temperature shifts or unexplained irritation on their skin. Even those who experience nothing unusual often say the atmosphere feels unpredictable, like something about the environment doesn't behave the way it should. Number 4. North Sentinel Island. On a remote island, a tribe has rejected all outside contact. Approaching the island is extremely dangerous, but even those who get close from a distance report something unusual. A strong sense of discomfort that appears almost immediately. Not just awareness of danger, but a deeper feeling that they don't belong there in any sense. Some describe it as the environment itself pushing them away. Not physically, but mentally. Number 3. Dyatlov Pass. In a remote mountain region tied to a mysterious incident, visitors report a consistent and unexplained atmosphere. Even in calm conditions, people describe a heavy feeling that doesn't match the environment. Some experience sudden anxiety. Others feel a strong urge to leave without knowing why. Unlike other places where the effects build over time, this one seems to trigger an immediate response. Number 2. Lake Natron. There's a lake with a chemical makeup so extreme it can preserve animals in a stone-like state. The visual alone is unsettling, but the environment creates a deeper reaction. Visitors describe a sense of stillness that feels unnatural. Very little movement, very little sound, very few signs of life. This absence creates a contrast that the brain struggles to process, leading to a feeling that something about the place is fundamentally different. Number 1. Antarctica. At the most isolated place on Earth, the effects are not just reported, they're studied. People who spend extended time there often experience psychological changes caused by extreme isolation. The lack of variation, constant environment, and absence of stimulation can impact how the brain processes reality. Some report difficulty focusing, others describe emotional detachment or a sense of unreality. Even trained professionals experience these effects, and for some, they don't fully disappear after leaving. So what connects all of these places? Different environments, different conditions, different explanations, and yet the result is often the same. People go in expecting one experience and come back feeling different. Sometimes it's subtle, sometimes it takes time to notice, but once it's there, it doesn't fully go away. And maybe that's what makes these places so unsettling. It's not what you see, it's not what you hear, it's what changes without you realizing it, and by the time you do, you're already different. If this video made you think twice about the places you visit, there are more like this, some even stranger, some that people refuse to talk about at all. So if you want to see more videos like this, make sure you subscribe. And if there's a place you've heard about that feels off, leave it in the comments, because the next video might be about that one place. People don't come back from the same, and you probably haven't heard of it yet.